Okay, this is integrated 1, video number 5 for arithmetic sequences. Now we're trying to determine if a specific number is in the sequence. We don't know the location. We're trying to figure out the location in the sequence at this point. Okay, so we're going to take this. We have to go through and build the equation itself. So common difference, it looks like this is shrinking by 12, so it will be negative 12. And then remember, the 0th term is going to be in front. Again, if you need review on finding the 0th term or finding the common difference, make sure you refer back to the previous videos. Now, let's go ahead and write this equation. So t of n is equal to, plug the common difference in where it belongs into the equation, and plug in the 0th term where it belongs. Okay, now what we're doing this time, now, taking a look back at the question, we're trying to determine if negative 34 is a number in the sequence. Okay, so that means that this is t of n. We're trying to determine what n is equal to. So we're going to plug that into our t of n equation. So I'm going to put negative 34 for the t of n location, and then I'm just going to drop everything else down. So the equal sign, the negative 12n, and the plus 136. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to solve for n specifically. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to subtract our 136 to the other side. Then grabbing our calculator, we know that the 136s are going to cancel, and we're going to go ahead and put the negative 34 and the negative 136 together, and that's going to give us negative 170. Drop the negative 12n straight down, and then let's divide. So when we solve for n, if this is going to work, if this is an actual term in the sequence, then n must be positive, whole number, no fractions, no decimals. But unfortunately, this one comes out to 14.166. As soon as I see that decimal, I know this isn't going to work. So I would say no. Negative 34 is not in the sequence. And I have to be able to explain why. And it is because n ends up being a decimal. And you can't have a decimal location in a sequence. So if we're at 14.166, then that would be between 14 and 15. But if you're standing in line, you can't be between the 14th and the 15th person. That's not possible. So this is not in the sequence, since n is a decimal. So not acceptable. Okay, we go through and do the exact same process with the next one. So if we take a look at this, we have to figure out what the common difference is. So again, refer back to the previous videos for the common difference. And then for the 0th term, so that would be in front of the negative 15, that would be negative 23. Go ahead and write our t of n equation and plug everything in where it goes. And then go back to the question. Is 576 a number in the sequence? Okay, so we're being told that t of n is equal to 576. We're trying to determine if n is an acceptable value, positive, whole number. Drop everything else down, and let's solve for n. This looks like we're going to add 23 to each side. Grab your calculator, go ahead and add the 576 and the 23. That's going to give us 599. Drop the 8n straight down. Let's go ahead and divide by 8. And it looks like we end up with n is equal to 74.875. Looks like we have the exact same issue here. So this is not going to be a term in the sequence. So 576. So no, 576 is not in the sequence for the same reason. I would say since n is a decimal.